He's the son of Richard Fox and Amy Tully. Kate is a member of the football, baseball, and basketball teams. Our sophomore representative is Mackenzie Lloyd. Mackenzie is the daughter of Jim and Debbie Lloyd. She's a member of the Beta Club and participates in Duck Up. Mackenzie is being escorted by sophomore Cameron Osmond. Cameron's the son of Brad and Carol Osmond. He's a member of the basketball team. Our junior representative is Madeline Webb. Maddie's the daughter of Sean and Karen Webb. Maddie's involved in volleyball, cheer, student council, and DECA. Her escort this evening is Matthew Stevens. He's the son of Dave and Julie Stevens. Matthew's involved in basketball, golf, and DECA. And now the senior queen candidates. Our first candidate is Madison Eigelhart. Maddie's the daughter of Bob and Michelle Eigelhart. She's involved in cheerleading, student council, Beta, class officer, and is an IASC state representative. Madison is being escorted by Colton Garland. He's the son of Kelly and Stephanie Garland. Colton's involved in basketball, baseball, and soccer. Our next queen candidate is Jenna Johnson. Jenna is the daughter of Chris and Shannon Johnson. She's involved in soccer, basketball, student council, Beta, DECA, and is a senior class officer. Her escort for this evening is Jake Bedwell. Jake is the son of Eric and Maria Bedwell. He's involved in basketball, baseball, BPA. Our next candidate is Mackenzie Norton. Mackenzie is the daughter of Bobby and Neil Norton. She's involved in soccer, basketball, track, student council, and is a class officer. Mackenzie's escorted by Jalen Edwards. He's the son of Bill Edwards and Miranda Grissom. Jalen's involved in basketball and track. Our next candidate is Sydney Reister. She's the daughter of Ted and Cheryl Reister. Sydney's involved in student council, Beta, senior class officer, and is the leader of God is Greater. Her escort is Connor Brown. Connor's the son of Bill and Michelle Brown. He's involved in basketball and golf. Our final queen candidate is Emily Sullinger. Emily's the daughter of Bob and Kathy Sullinger. She's involved in volleyball, team court, and student council. Escorting her tonight is Jacob Overton. Jacob's the son of Howard and Lisa Kamatnak. Jacob's involved in basketball, tennis, and BPA. Our 2015 homecoming queen is Patty Newton. Patty's the daughter of John and Martha Newton. She's currently a freshman at Indiana University studying psychology. She's being escorted this evening by Max Lancaster. Max is the son of Tom and Jean Lancaster. He's a member of the Washington High School football, golf, and basketball teams. Carrying the crown tonight is Miss Abby Knapp. Abby's the daughter of Bob and Barb Knapp. Abby is a kindergarten student at North Elementary. Walking beside her with the game ball is Caleb Bushing. Caleb's the son of Corey and Terry Bushing. Caleb's a first grader at Field Elementary. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your 2016 Washington High School basketball homecoming queen is Miss Jenna Johnson.
Yeah.
11-3. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Austin Ehouse here live at the Hatchet House. We have a great game ahead of us. We have the Washington Hatchets, the 11-3 Washington Hatchets against the 7-7 Boonville Pioneers. It's going to be a great game, don't you think, Solomon?
Yeah, Washington, after such a really devastating loss to Pike Central, the last game that they had, I think they're just ready to come out tonight and prove to the crowd and themselves that they're ready to get another win under the belt, because it was really a devastating loss to Pike Central, especially since we lost on a missed free throw that could have tied the game and would have went into overtime. And I was very confident that we would have won. Yeah, that was a very, very good game for the Hatchets. I definitely believe that we should have won that game, and if we couldn't have won, it was a very, very close game like we saw. What happened was we were up the entire game, up about 14 points going into the fourth quarter, and pretty much we just shut down. It just didn't work for us. In the last, me and JJ talked to Gene Miller, the coach of the Hatchets, Tuesday, and what he said was that they just quit hitting shots, they quit playing defense, they quit attacking, and their defense was lackluster, to say the least. In their last 7 possessions, they had 18 points. 18 points. And then they had a 3. They scored a 3 with about 20 seconds left, and then we missed a shot that could have put us over, because we were tied at that. Or actually, I think we were down. We were up 2 points at that time. Nope, tied. Excuse me. We were tied at that time, and then the point guard for Pike Central drove in with bad defense and just drove in and shot. And we had a chance for last second shot with Colton, but it didn't go in. And then Matthew Stevens had a chance to go to the line with 0.1 seconds left. It was pretty crazy, a lot of pressure. But Pike Central Chargers were too much for us to handle. Solomon, as the boys are coming out right now, talk about the pressure that Matthew Stevens had on him, and he kind of cracked under pressure a little bit. And you've had some pressure situations, haven't you, in your life? Yeah, Matthew Stevens, that was just such a tough situation for him. Your team is down 1. You just hit your first free throw, and you aren't really known for hitting both your free throws. So he was probably thinking about that, but he's trying to push that out of his mind. We had a huge crowd here, so definitely nerves were a very key factor in that. And when he missed, that would it'd be hard to get over that one, especially from such a close game. Yeah, I know. I personally, I was in the semi-state game at Floyd Central, where it went into PKs, and I was the 8th PK shooter. And I think you took a PK as well, did you? Yeah, first time. How was that? How was that pressure, and how would that compare to what he went under? Well, semi-state's just such a huge thing, and I previously, surprisingly to myself, I had missed PKs, and I just thought to myself, I gotta hit this, and then when I went up to the line, I hit it, and after I was like, I just had a sigh of relief, but it was pretty nerve-wracking. But I can't even imagine what it felt like, because at semi-state we had probably close to 1,000 people, but at the Pike Central game, oh my goodness, there was about 4,500 people. Now, do you think that he went under more pressure in a regular season game than we did in the semi-state game? Probably because of how many people were here watching him. They were all counting on him to put us into overtime, and his team was counting on him to put us into overtime. So I think he had a little bit more pressure trying to make that last free throw. Personally, I think that
I think that there wasn't as much pressure on Steve Matthew as there was on us, just because of the stage. Because it's a regular season game. I'm not taking anything away from it. That was a very pressure-filled shot, but you can't blame that all on Matthew, because we self-destructed. That was not on Matthew at all. I mean, we missed. I know 2 of them came from Matthew, but we missed 3 out of 5 free throws in the final 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. So you can't put that on him. We had some missed layups, some turnovers. You can't put that on them. But the Hatchets are ready to go here at the Hatchet House. There's 17 minutes left until tip-off. We just had the homecoming festivities, a great tradition we have here at Washington. Jenna Johnson, the star basketball player for the Washington girls basketball team, actually won. So that's good. Congratulations to Jenna Johnson. Well deserved. And speaking of Jenna Johnson, sectional draws came out this week. We did not get the best draw, probably the worst draw in the state, actually. We drew the Princeton Tigers in the first round, and that's pretty tough because Jackie Young is on that team, and I personally, I don't think it doesn't matter what team she's on, she's going to win.
Yeah.
She is fourth in the country in scoring. She's number 11th player in the nation. She's going to Notre Dame, and she scored 38 points on us, and she had 9 points in the first half and 0 in the second quarter. So I think that, is it possible? No, but it's going to be very tough. I don't think no one is underestimating them at all, and I hope they don't underestimate us, because we can surprise people, don't you think?
Yeah, we're pretty good from outside the three-point line when we need to be, but I've been hearing a lot of the girls have been saying that they're going to try and hold the ball more, as I think one of Princeton's previous games, the team that played them, they held the ball more, and it was a closer score than what it usually would be, but she's an unstoppable force, but we'll just have to try our hardest, maybe switch up our tactics, and hope for the best.
I think the problem is she is a 6'1" guard, and our tallest player is about what? How tall is Sarah Lewis?
Probably 5'11",
5'10", and she's a center, and it's hard to match up against that. So I think we had, for the most part, we had Caitlin Davis, I believe, and it's just matchup problems because I'm not taking anything away from Caitlin, but she's not as strong as Jackie Young. But Jackie Young is just an unreal basketball player, and it doesn't matter what team she's on. She could be on the School of the Blind, and she could probably find a way to win.
Yeah.
She could put the team on her back in the second half, and it's going to be tough, but I think that we can do it if we hold the ball and stop letting them get so much. Stop letting them get so much time, because they had so many possessions. We turned the ball over, I'd say 15, 20 times that game, an unreal amount. And I think that if we do what Gretchen has set out, because she knows the best way to beat them, it's just a matter of actually putting that forth and going out and beating them. But it'll be next Tuesday at the Princeton, Indiana gym. It's going to be a great game. WHSH will be there. We will be broadcasting that game and the game that happens before it. It's probably one of the most premier tournaments or sectionals in the state, and probably one in the Midwest. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in that sectional. Us, we've had a very good record this season, and Jasper, who beat us by 14, so they're very, very good. And also Vincent's, which is also a very, very solid basketball team. So there's about 4 teams that could, in about any other sectional, would win. But it's just tough because the Princeton Tigers, where did they go? I know that they won the state championship last year, but where did they go before that?
Before that, I'm not really sure. I don't know if they had as big of a name before Jackie Young really just took
Jackie
off.
Young was only a sophomore, and I know that they didn't win the state championship or go to semi-state or anything like that, purely because the way that the classification system works with the IHSAA is that you have to have so many points each game you win in the tournaments each game is a point, and if you have, I believe, 6 points, because I think I think it's 8. If you win 5, like if you win, if you win state, you get 5 points. If you get more than 8 points, then you automatically get moved up in classification.
Yeah.
What do you think about that rule? Like, do you think that plays do you think it's a good, or what do you think?
It really depends on the team because, looking at Princeton, they're going to be, they're definitely, I hate to say it, but they're probably going to win another state championship this year, and that'll probably boost them into another class. But then their star player, who really just makes the team what it is leaving. So now they're going to be in a higher class that is so much harder, and they won't be used to the pressure without Jackie Young.
They have about 800 kids in that school, and then once they move up to 4A, which is the second highest classification behind 5A, they're going to going up against schools with 1,000 to 1,500 kids, and that's hard to compete with. I don't care how good you are. If you're a school like us, if we go against schools in 4A who have twice as many kids as we do, it's going to be hard to compete. I don't care who you have on your team. Even if you had Jackie Young, it'll still be tough. I mean, obviously they're gonna win some games, no doubt. But just kind of like our soccer, how we moved down. I mean, it most definitely helped. I mean, we couldn't get out of the sectional in 3A or in 2A, and then we moved down to 1A, which we're going up against schools with half of our size, and they just couldn't compete with this because of just the selection of players that we had. So
yeah, they just have such a larger amount of players, a pool of players that they can draw from, and that helps the team out a lot.
Like you take a school such as Park Tudor, actually that's a bad example because they're a private school, but you take a school such as Carmel or Cathedral, they have 2,000 kids. Could you imagine our basketball team playing against them? Like we're a solid basketball team at 11-3, I believe, 11-3.
Yes.
We're a solid basketball team at 11-3. We have very good players, but you go up against them and like you're just going to come up against some 6'8" to 7 foot kid just because they have that many kids to choose from. They have 3 times as many kids as we do. So, I believe in that if you have a very good player or if you have a very good program, you shouldn't, and you have, let's say, 200 kids, you shouldn't be playing schools such as WC, which have struggled in basketball in the past. But like, just kids like that, like if they have such a good program to where they are competing every single year and just winning state championship after state championship, they don't need to be staying there. But then again, I don't think that anybody with 100 kids should be playing against a school with 1,000. I just think that's a little unfair.
And actually, Canterbury, their soccer program, they were in 1A for a while, and they just kept winning state championships in soccer.
And then classification came in about 5 to 10 years ago, and it's helped out even things. It's helped even out things, but it's also, I guess there's positive and negatives. Because positives, you get a program like Canterbury or like a Bar Eve, and they're always good at basketball. Or at their sports, I should say. So it doesn't matter. They're just going to be good just because of their nature of their town. Like Bar Eve is just a straight up basketball town. Like they don't have it's a basketball and cross country. That's in track. Like it's running or basketball. You don't do anything else. So that's just like the nature. So like it's gonna benefit schools as in keeping things even. But then again, it's gonna help people like Princeton. Like next year they're gonna lose a 6 foot tall girl, and they're also gonna lose Jackie Young, the number 11 player in the nation. So I mean it's hard, but I think that overall it's a very good concept.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was about 5 years ago, because if that were the case, then in the Zellers, we'd be in about 5A right now. Like this, we'd be, because we won, let's see, it started in 2005, and our last one was in 2011. So over a span of 6 to 7 years, we won 4 state championships, and 2 of them were back-to-back. So, I mean, that would have definitely hurt us after, because, I mean, even after that, we struggled. Like, we had just barely 500 seasons, and it was a struggle because you go from playing with 7-footers who are easily Division I basketball players, and then you go to playing with your tallest kid on your team, 6'2", like in our situation. So it's difficult. But Solomon, let's talk a little bit about the great game the other night with Bar Eve and Pike Central.
Bar Eve, they actually defeated Pike Central by 5 points. I'm not exactly sure what the score was, but yeah, they beat them by 5 points. And as you all know, Bar Eve is a great basketball program. Pike Central, I guess they're pretty good this year, and that's actually their second loss of the year. If I was a basketball player, I would have probably wanted to see them play that game just to see Pike Central lose, because, you know, what they did to them, I would feel horrible as a player, and I've heard a lot of the basketball players are hoping that they would draw Pike Central either the first round or play them in the finals, so they could get their revenge.
Yeah,
and that'll be
if
a
you're
great game.
If you're an athlete in general, you're gonna want revenge. If someone beats you like they did, when a lot of our players don't believe that they deserve to lose that game, which I don't think they did either. They played like champions the first 3 quarters of the game, and personally I think that they are about 10 points better than them. But it's basketball, it's sports. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen in sports. It doesn't matter how good you are, how good your hype is. You can lose to anybody at any time. That's why high school sports is so interesting, and sports in general. That's like the March Madness for college basketball. It's always great because there's upsets. Schools you've never heard of, such as like McNeese State, knocking off a powerhouse such as Duke University. Like you never hear of them, and then but it's basketball. There's 32 games in the first round of the NCAA tournament, and there's going to be upsets. Obviously, most of them are not upsets, but they pick those games to where there might be upsets. So we're going to want revenge on them purely because that's just the nature of an athlete. But we have a very, very tough sectional as well, don't we, Sullivan?
Yeah, I think we have Jasper, Pike Central, I do believe Boonville, and maybe...
No, Boonville's not here in our conference. It's Washington, Jasper, Vincennes, Pike Central, Heritage Hills, and Southridge, and Mitchell as well. I'm
definitely confident about that. If we went against Jasper, I know we could definitely take it to them and get that win. And Vincennes, I really want to see us play them in the finals because last year we lost in the finals to them off I think it was the last second shot, and they beat us. So I definitely want to see us go against them right now. That would be amazing.
Yeah, personally, as a sports fan, you'd want to see good games, but obviously you're going to want to draw someone who's not a powerhouse such as Jasper. You don't want to draw them first round just because you don't want to wear out your guys before the next game. But you want, as a competitor, you want the good teams. You want to play the best teams because you want to earn that bragging rights and that respect. So it's tough because our sectional for girls and boys is one of the toughest in the states. But it's pretty crazy that we have such a tough sectional, like we did in soccer in the past years with schools such as Castle, Boonville, Evansville North, Jasper, and us, and those are all usually top 20 ranked teams, and they're all going at it. So they're all very good games, and I think that our sectional is going to be very competitive.
Yeah, and as we were saying earlier about playing an easier team, I think that really helps if you just blow a team out of the water in your first sectional. It gives you confidence, and then when you go into the game, you feel so much better because I know if we had in regionals, if we had played a really hard team our first game, I really had doubt we would have made it out of regionals playing Heritage Hills because it just saps your energy and it always feels good to blow a team out of the water.
All right, so the callers are coming on the floor right now for the national anthem. We're going to go to a 2-minute break right here on WHSH. I'm Austin Niehaus.
And I'm Solomon Davis.
And we'll be right back in 2 minutes with Hatchet Basketball here on WHSH.
The national anthem this evening will be played by the Washington High School Pep Band. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hats. Salute our flag, our national anthem.
How much time's left? And we're back here on WHSH. I'm Austin Niehaus.
And I'm Solomon Davis.
We are here at the Hatchet House live, 3 minutes ahead of Washington Hatchets versus the Boonville Pioneers. Solomon, what's the predictions for the game?
Definitely Washington. They're just going to come out and take this game, and they're just going to put Boonville away. I think, personally, it's going to be worse than the JV game that we just watched, which was like we won 72 to maybe
39, I think.
39. I think the varsity game, we're going to do even better than that. I know the players are ready to get a big win.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. I think that the Hatchets as well will come out on top, just because they're out on a mission. They lost the last game against Pike Central, that game that they should have won, and I don't think that they're going to put any doubt, any hope in Boonville's mind. I mean, Boonville's a conference opponent, and like soccer, when we played Boonville, we didn't think much about them, and what ended up happening?
Yeah.
We ended up losing that game in overtime. So anything can happen, but I think that the Washington Hatchets will definitely come out and win this game.
Yeah, especially seeing them warm up right now. They're just our starting five. They're just starting to drain threes, and I think this is just going to be a great game for Washington.
Yeah, we're playing really good basketball right now. Before that game, we won 10 in a row. So we're in good form other than that last game. So if we would have won that game, we would have 11 in a row right now on a huge streak. So we're looking to not lose 2 games in a row, but I think it's more of just get back on the pace and get ready for sectionals.
Yeah, and like you said, losing 2 in a row, that would really hurt us. But I know that's not going to happen. That's not going to be the case for tonight. I don't think Boonville looks ready for what's about to come at them.
So, what are the keys to victory for the Hatchets?
We got to play defense. Last game, our defense was just not there. It was non-existent in the fourth quarter, and we got to just play. We got to play our best till the ref blows the final whistle, and we got to definitely hit those threes, especially when we need them. I think Jacob Overton coming into the second half, he fouled and he had to sit, but he hit a 3 as soon as he came in, and that really helped Washington. So we got to hit threes and we got to play defense. That's it for me.
Yeah, right now the starters for both teams are coming out, and for the Boonville Pioneers, starting at guard is Lane Kirkland, the senior forward, and the other guard is number 11 Kyle Klein, the senior. Number 33 Ryan Nance, the 6-foot senior, and that is Glenn Roush, the sophomore, the 6'5" sophomore, and number 50 Lane Miller, the 6'3" junior, 217. And now the starting lineup for your Washington Hatchets. Starting at guard, Connor Brown, the 6-foot guard, senior. And at the other guard is number 12, Colton Garland, the senior. And at the other guard is the Matthew Stevens, the junior, 6'1", and I think he's gonna have a very good game tonight. Jake Bedwell, number 42, the 6'1" forward, and also number 50, Jacob Overton, the 6'2" junior. And we're gonna go to a quick 30-second break, and then we'll be right back here at tip-off here on WHSH. Time we got? Down, ref. Slow down, ref. Getting ready to go underway. Jacob Overton and Roush. And the tip's up. And Washington gets the tip out to Matthew Stevens as he brings it up the court for the first possession of the game. Matthew Stevens driven out to the left. Kicks it out to Connor Brown. Looks to penetrate and kicks it out to Jacob Overton. Colton Garland looks for a shot. Drives down the middle. And kicks it out to Jacob Overton. Good perimeter play so far. Jacob Overton kicking it out. Matthew Stevens drives down the lane, and there is a foul on number 33. Number 33, Ryan Nance, his first personal, team first.
This is a good way to start the game. Letting Boonville pick up the first foul, getting an inbounds pass. They get to slow down the play, so we'll see what happens next.
It gets out to Matthew Stevens as he looks to call a play. Out to Colton Garland on the left side. Kicks it out to Jacob Overton with his very long arms, goes and gets that ball. Jacob Overton shoots and misses as Jacob Bedwell misses the rebound, and it goes to Lane Kirkland. As Kirkland dribbles up the court and out to Nance. He dribbles out and hits it to Kirkland again. Gets into Roche, and he puts it up for two. And that was Lane Miller, his first 2 points of the game. And as Colton Garland lays up the 2 points, the score is now 2-2 for Washington Hatchets tied.
That was a good transition by Washington. We definitely didn't see a lot of that in their last game.
Kyler Klein dribbles it up the court as Matthew Stevens is guarding him tightly, and he gets it out to Nance as he dribbles out on the perimeter. Jacob Overton switches out. Everybody getting into position as it gets out to Klein. He dribbles down baseline, and it goes out on Matthew Stevens as it was a very good play by Matthew to hang in there and get it out of bounds. Boonville trying to get it in right now, struggling, and it goes to Kirkland, and he puts it up for his first 2 points of the game. Boonville's up 4-2 with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left. Matthew Stevens looks to penetrate as they're running a play. Out to Connor Brown on the outside. Colton Garland looks for a three. Drives, kicks it out to Matthew. He drives again. Out to Connor. He puts up a three. Just off the front of the rim. Didn't get enough power on that one, or else that would have went in. Gets out to number 5, Roche, the 6'5" sophomore, and he misses the shot. As Colton Garland looks to push it. Out to Connor Brown. Out to Matthew Stevens. Dribbles and penetrates and kicks it out, and there's a foul. Not really sure who that foul's on. It's actually on Roche. That's his first personal, team second foul.
I was surprised that Connor Brown didn't hit that three. He's usually pretty good at hitting those crucial threes that Washington direly needs.
Jacob Overton puts up the hook shot and misses. Washington not coming out with the fire that they need to, but I think they'll find their pace sooner or later. They only have 2 points right now with 2.5 minutes played, and they put up a shot, and Kirkland hits his 5th point on the night as the Hatchets are down 7-2. The cheer block is trying to get them pumped up with some chance, as Boonville is playing some very good defense right now.
Yeah, we just need to hit a shot, and I think the game will come to us.
Jacob Overton drives down the middle, puts up the shot, and he hits it. Jacob Overton gets his first 2 points on the night as he goes to the free throw line for the and one.
Now Jacob has a chance to bring the Washington Hatchets closer to Boonville right now.
The cheer block putting up the O for Big O as Roush gets his second foul as he comes out of the game, and number 40 Burton comes into the game. Jacob Overton looks to shoot it. The shot is up, and it's no good. Kirkland gets the rebound and gets it out to Nance as Jacob Bedwell is guarding on the perimeter. Matthew Stevens guarding Klein, and he gets it out to Burton. Kicks out to Nance as he puts up a shot, and it's good. There is I believe that's Nance's first 2 points on the night as Matthew Stevens drives down the lane and gets fouled by number 10, Kirkland. Just a reach-in foul, but it was very good penetration by Matthew.
Nerves looks like it's taking a toll on Washington. I think they're just a bit jittery. You know, their 10-win streak just got ended by Pike Central, so really this is just a new game to them. So they got to get used to the game, and you'll see we're going to start putting a lot of points in.
Matthew Stevens looks to shoot free throw, and he hits it. That's his first point on the night. Hopefully the first of many. I'm predicting 12 points. You can write that down because that's how many he's going to have tonight. You just mark my words. Matthew Stevens puts up the second shot, and it's good. 2 points on the night for Matthew Stevens, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Wish he would have had that same percentage the other night, but you know, it's whatever. They're over it, and they're back ready to play. Klein gets it out, and Burton kicks it out to Klein again as he's setting up the play. Hatchets playing very good perimeter defense. Jacob Overton blocks the shot a little bit as he kicks it out to Colton Garland as they push it up the court. And Colton Garland looking for a hole and couldn't find one, but he's gonna do what it has to take to get 2 points right now. She takes a three, and it's no good. I think it might have been an air ball as Connor Brown tries to save it, and it goes right to Kirkland as he dribbles out the court. And Burton kicks it out to Nance as it looks to be a travel, but they didn't call it. And Nance hits another shot, and that is his 5th point on the night as Kirkland has 5 points as well. Jacob Overton drives down the lane, puts it up, and it's good. Very good play by Jacob Overton to go penetrate down the middle and get his 4th point on the night. Colton Garland gets a very nice steal as Connor Brown starts to slow up the game a little bit.
I think that's what we needed right there. Jacob Overton got the nice 2 points, and Colton Garland got the steal.
Matthew Stevens with a very nice pass between the legs of Burton as Matthew Stevens gets a pass and out to Colton Garland as he puts it up, and it's good. Colton Garland with his 4th point on the night, playing very well right now to start off. The score is 10-12 in favor of the Boonville Pioneers.
And it looks like Washington is settled, and now we are about to see the Washington Hatchets come out and win this game.
Yeah, Hatchets are looking very strong right now, better than they were to start out with. You think it has to do a little bit with homecoming?
Yeah, and definitely the crowd. We have a really big cheer block out here right now.
Yeah, it's looking good for the cheer block. There's a lot of people, USA night. Always nice to see some patriotic themes. As there is another foul on Kirkland as he'll most likely be exiting the game with his 2nd foul of the night. and 4th team foul for the Boonville Pioneers. As number 21, Burgess is into the game for number 50, Lane Miller. So Kirkland will stay in the game with 2 fouls. You don't see that often. Most of the times they have 2 fouls, they're out. But Colton Garland takes a nice 3, and he puts it through the net, and that is his 7th point on the night already. So he's looking very strong.
Yeah, definitely. The crowd is definitely going to help Washington out here. We have a huge fan turnout right now, and Washington got those steals. That usually happens, and then they just hit a 3, and now that's usually what happens before we get a huge blowout, and that's always awesome to watch.
Nance hits another 3. That is his 2nd 3 on the night, or that is his, I believe that's his 8th point on the night. Already having a very strong first quarter as he can hit those shots. Doesn't really look like a 3-point shooter, but yeah, he definitely is. He has a beautiful stroke as Jacob Overton on an ISO play on the wing takes it at Burton as it gets to Connor Brown, puts up corner 3, and it's good. Connor Brown with the first of many 3s tonight, I believe. Very, very nice shot as Nance dribbles up the court and out to Kirkland. Boonville looking to make something happen as Kirkland takes another 3, and he misses, but Jacob Bedwell somehow comes up with that rebound. I don't really know how he got the rebound, but Matthew Stevens pushes up the court, and it's a charge on Matthew Stevens. Matthew Stevens looks pretty distraught at that call. And apparently so is the cheer block. They don't like that call either.
No, but Connor Brown, he just hit a 3 recently, and he's really good at that, hitting 3s when Washington really needs it. And now they're in the lead just by 1 point, but hopefully Washington stops Boonville from shooting.
I think that Boonville's average scoring is nowhere near on their pace, as there's a travel on Boonville, their first turnover on the night. I believe that their average scoring is around 55 points. So right now they're on, if the quarter ended right now, they're on for 60 points, but there's still a minute left to go in this game. But I think that the Hatchets are going to turn on, as they're also, Jacob Overton drives down the middle, puts up a nice shot. He's playing really well right now. That's about 3 nice drives in a row as he gets his 6th point on the night.
Yeah, and
Kirkland dribbles it up the court, trying to get past Colton Garland. He has a significant height advantage on Kirkland, as Connor Brown gets a nice steal and slow to get up. I think he might have hurt his back on that play. Took a hard spill.
hopefully he'll be all right. Washington needs him. Hopefully he's not too injured. And
he looks to be fine. He's walking around. He's playing, but he's grimacing a little bit. You can tell it's hurting him a little bit. Washington Hatchets with 12 seconds left on the clock, waiting for a last play as they get out to Colton Garland. As Colton Garland puts up a shot, and it's no good. Very nice play by Colton, though. Just missed the shot, unfortunately. As Colton Garland gets a steal, didn't get enough time after the shot. And at the end of the first quarter, the score is 18-15. 5 fouls for the Boonville Pioneers, which is foul trouble, which is not good for them, but very advantageous for the Washington Hatchets, as I think they're going to play very well coming out this second quarter. We're going to go to a quick 30-second break here at the Hatchet House. I'm Austin Niehaus.
I'm Solomon Davis.
And you're listening to WHSH Radio. And we're back here at the Hatchet House. I'm Austin Niehaus. We're here with Solomon Davis as the Hatchets are coming onto the court. We got some subs in for the Washington Hatchets coming on for the first time tonight. Billy Fleetwood and Timber Shelton making their first appearances of the night. This is actually Timber's first appearance in about a month. He was out with an ankle injury, and it hurt the Hatchets not to have their one of their key bench players, as they only have 7 full-time varsity players, but Yeah, it hurt them a little bit, but he's back in the game. Good for Shelton Timber, as this is his first playing time in a while. Out to Burton. Burton puts up the shot, and it's good. Burton's first 2 points in the night for the Boonville Pioneers. That puts them down 17 to 18 in the Hatchet's favor. Connor Brown kicks it out to Colton Garland. Trying to make a play happen, and Colton Garland puts it up and gets blocked. Colton Garland does not get blocked that much. That was very surprising. Usually he can avoid that pretty well, as Klein dribbles up the court, trying to make something happen. Gets out to Nance. We need to get in his face. He's had 2 threes tonight, and looks to be a very good three-point shooter. So he takes another, and he hits it. That's his third 3-point basket of the night. That puts him at 11 points already. So he's had over 60% of their points so far, and we need to slow him down.
Yeah, it feels like he's just pulling 3-pointers out of nowhere. Washington definitely needs to shut him down right now.
The Washington Billy Fleetwood, I think, got away with a double dribble there. Almost got to 5 seconds, and he just decided that the better option was just dribble and take the call. But there was no call as Colton Garland kicks it out to Colton. Connor Brown puts it up, no good, as Colton Garland gets the rebound. Very good play by Colton, and he puts it up. Very good play by Colton Garland. That is his 9th point on the night, and he's playing very well right now, as Billy Fleetwood is guarding Kirkland as he dribbles up the court. Kirkland actually has about a 4-inch height advantage on Billy, so that'll be a matchup. That'll be an interesting matchup to keep up with. Klein gets past Matthew Stevens as there's a foul. The second team foul on the Washington Hatchets. Matthew Stevens has the first, and I believe that is on Billy Fleetwood with his first personal team second foul. Klein up for 2 shots, trying to get his first bucket of the night, and he puts it up and it's good. The score is now 21 to 20 in the Boonville Pioneers' favor, as Matthew Stevens just comes into. Was that Matthews? I didn't see it.
Yes,
it was Matthew Stevens. Matthew Stevens gets into the game again, has 1 foul and 2 points so far off of free throws.
I hate to say it, but looking at the score right now, it looks like it could be another Pike Central Washington game right now.
Yeah, it's looking to be a very good game. I mean, they're playing right even with each other. So, I mean, you think about it, Washington isn't playing to their full potential, and Boonville's playing out of their minds right now. They're playing really well. As Jacob Overton takes a 3, no good, but Timber Shelton almost gets that rebound. But it's hard to get a rebound over a 6'4" kid when you're only 6'2". So that 2 inches actually plays a huge advantage, believe it or not. It's only 2 inches, but yeah, it's a pretty big height advantage here. There's a shot put up by Klein, excuse me, and it's got the rebound by Colton Garland. That's about his 5th rebound of the night. He's playing really well right now.
Yeah.
Colton Garland puts it up. Timber Shelton gets the rebound and kicks out to Jake Overton. He tries for another shot and gets blocked by Lane Miller, the junior. Matthew Stevens kicks it out to Jacob Overton on the perimeter. Jacob Overton drives in, gets another block. Mixed call right now. I don't think the ref knows what's going on. He's calling for a meeting. Jacob Overton drived into the middle, and Miller blocked him and jumped out. He jumped out and got the ball and threw it off Jacob Overton on the ground. So it is now Boonville a ball underneath the basket as Washington's pressing. I don't really know what took them so long. I mean, it was a pretty obvious call in my opinion.
Yeah. Washington's definitely got to bring the energy right now. If they let a team like this hang on, it'll spell trouble.
Both Hatchets, Jacob Overton and Cole Gallman, up with their hands up as Jacob Overton gets the foul. That is his first personal foul, 3rd team foul, as Burton goes to the line to get his 3rd and 4th point of the night. He shoots, and it's no good, as Connor Brown and Jacob Bedwell are getting into the game for Timber Shelton and Jacob Overton, as he just got his foul. Washington Hatchets played some very good defense there. I mean, they had their hands up, straight up, and there's not much you can do about that. As Burton puts up his second shot, and he hits it. The score is now 23-20 in the Pioneers' favor. The Washington Hatchets are really going to have to step up the defense if they're going to win this game. They're not playing very good defense right now.
No.
Connor Brown has a nice drive to the right side, and he puts it up, and there's a foul on number 50, Lane Miller, the one with 2 blocks, the 6'3" junior. His first personal foul as Connor Brown goes to the line to get his 4th and 5th points on the night. Shots up, and it's no good. No good for Connor Brown as number 10 Kirkland gets back into the game. The senior has 5 points. Connor Brown gets the ball and get ready to put up his second shot. It's up, and it's no good. Connor Brown missing 2 free throws. Very uncharacteristic of Connor. Usually he'll hit those shots and no biggie. But the free throw shooting, I think, has been a little bit of a problem here for the Hatchets.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like we're going to be needing a very good halftime talk. Looking at the performance right now.
I mean, it's not like I wouldn't say that they're playing bad, but there's just certain elements of their play right now that it just is not adding up. Their defense, with them playing very well right now, as Jacob Bedwell gets a steal and the very, very smart idea to pull it out. Very good, very experienced move as Billy Fleetwood kicks out to Colton Garland. He puts up a shot, and it's no good. Colton Garland missing about 3 shots in a row right now, not playing his full potential. As there is a charge. There is a charge on number 40, I believe, Burton. Oh, it's on Klein. Very, very heads-up play by Connor Brown, getting in front of that play. It looks a little shaken up right now, taking a hard spill.
Yeah, he'll definitely put his body on the line for his team.
Yeah, that was a very good play. As that should have been bonus. I don't know why they did not shoot, but it should have been bonus. That's their 7th foul, so there should be a 1-and-1 right now. I don't know why they did not, but maybe it's just a rule that I'm not aware of. But Hatchets are playing the offense right now, and a long rebound goes out to Connor Brown. Fought for that ball. Clearly, he's feeling a lot better from that charge.
Yeah.
Washington Hatchets kicking around as Billy Fleetwood drives down the lane and gets fouled by Burton. That's his first personal on the night and eighth team fouls. They're going to go to the line for bonus, which I don't know why they didn't go last time, but it's whatever. I mean, I feel like there's enough people that they would have called it, so maybe I'm just mistaken. Jacob Overton gets back into the game. Maybe not. He has to hit the first shot, but Jacob Overton thought otherwise, as did the scorekeeper. Billy Fleetwood puts it up. No good. Wow, the free throw shooting for the Hatchets right now is lackluster, to say the least. Right now they are 2 from 5 from free throws right now. That's 40%. Anytime you shoot 40% on a team, you're not going to win many basketball games. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're not winning this game. We're down 3 points with 3 minutes left to go, as Boonville misses a shot, and Jake Bedwell gets a rebound, as well as sharing the ball with number 40 Burton, number 10 Kirkland. Heads up play by Jacob Bedwell to get down on that and make sure to retain possession. Matthew Stevens dribbles it up the court, looking to call a play. Gets it out to Connor Brown, not to Jacob Bedwell, as there's a foul on number 50, Lane Miller, his 2nd team foul, and that is their 9th team foul, I believe. Yes, 9th team foul. The next foul will be double bonus, so that'll definitely slow down the pace of this game. And if with their foul trouble, if we do not hit free throws, capitalize on these opportunities, it's going to be hard to win this game. And as Jacob Bedwell puts up the shot, and it's good. He gets a chance for another point. That's his first point on the night. And he gets the ball. He's ready to take their second shot. The shot is up, and it's good. Jacob Bedwell, 2 free throws. They are now 4 for 7 on the line. Matthew, they're on a press defense. I think that their defense is a real reason to their success this year, as they've played some really good defenses. They got a steal right now, as I think this might be a foul on Burton, I believe. Yes, it's a foul on Burton, his second team foul, and double bonus. Like I said, free throw shooting, if we do not hit free throws, this game's going to be tough to win.
Yeah, and sometimes when you play a team that's not as good as you play down to their level, and it's hard to do stuff that you want to get done. I think that might be what's happening right here.
Jacob Overton sinks the first free throw as a redemption for that first missed free throw as he takes the second shot.
23 to 23.
Jacob Overton sinks the second free throw. The score is now 24 to 23 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the half. Burton is dribbling up the court, out to Miller, and a steal by Connor Brown. The defense is really picking up, and I think that's why we're scoring more points and holding them, because we've had for them, that is their fourth turnover on the night, as Matthew Stevens puts up a three and hits it for his 5th point on the night. Very nice shot by Matthew Stevens. Very beautiful stroke.
Yeah, we definitely needed that.
When Matthew starts scoring, I think it just kind of all falls into place. I mean, you're going to have Colton scoring 15 to 20 points a night. He's a very consistent player. And then you're going to have Connor scoring about 10 to 15 points a night. So, I mean, with mostly threes. So, like, you're going to have that. But you also, like, when Matthew Stevens, when he's hit some shots, it just kind of puts a third and fourth scorer on, because, you know, Jacob Bell was going to get some points too. But when Matthew Stevens shoots well, it's going to work out well for the Hatchets, because usually he's just a distributor. But if he plays well right now, like he is, I think that we'll be a contender in this game. Matthew Stevens gets a pushing foul, his 2nd foul of the night, 4th team foul, as Billy Fleetwood comes to get him.
It's been a better performance so far from Washington. They're definitely picking up their play from earlier.
Number 12 for the Boonville Pioneers. Actually, there's not a number 12 on their roster. I don't know who that is. Very, very weird. I think it might be Ben Meyer, I believe. Ben Meyer with the missed three, and it was a foul on Jake Bedwell. Jake Bedwell, first personal, 5th team foul. There is a travel on number 13, Zane Clark, for their 5th turnover on the night. If Boonville is wanting to stay in this game, they're going to have to cut down the turnovers. That's 5, and we have only had 1. So that's a major key to winning basketball games. Colton Garland takes a deep three. Misses. He's not on point with his threes tonight. Has hit 1 so far, but Jacob Overton, very, very strong move in the post, playing very well right now, as that is his 10th point on the night. 10 points already for Jacob Overton, playing very well right now. Jacob Bedwell and Burton getting into it a little bit, just piling on top of each other. But there was a shooting foul on Jacob Overton. I believe that is his second foul, 6th team foul. A lot of fouls being called in this game.
Yeah, definitely. Boonville has 10. That seems like a lot for so early in the game.
They've been in the bonus since 6 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. So as Lane Miller sinks the first free throw, Timber Shelton is getting Jacob Overton, and so Miller doesn't want to risk him getting a 3rd foul in the first half.
Yeah, that's a very wise decision. But I think we really need Jacob Overton on the court. He went off early in the last game that we played against Pike Central, and that was kind of detrimental to Washington.
Colton Garland dribbling down the court right now. Looks to penetrate, kicks it out to Timber Shelton as it gets back to Colton. Connor Brown looking to drive baseline, puts it up, and he gets the and one. Very, very good play by Connor Brown as he turns his ankle a little bit. I think he's good. He's running off, so I think he's good. as he goes to take his shots. That's his 5th point on the night, looking to hit his 6th point. Carter Brown looks to be okay, just rolls his ankle a little bit. And those plays right there really hurt. I mean, usually you're good enough to play unless you really roll it, but plays like that, it hurts. It's hard because in basketball it's so much cutting and so much of that stuff. So it's gonna be hard for Connor as he hits the shot for a 6th point on the night. Billy Fleetwood playing some very good defense on number 10 Kirkland as he causes their 6th turnover of the half. Very large turnout from the cheer block. What do you think about that, Stallman?
You know, a cheer block definitely helps the team out, gets them boosted, and I think it's really going to help Washington in this game right now.
Early in the week, we had an interview with Gene Miller, and he said that when there's a large crowd like there is tonight, I'd say there's about 3,000 to 3,500 people. When there's a big crowd with a lot of people, it really helps. As Colin Garland puts up the 2 points before the end of the half. Very, very nice penetration play by Colin Garland, and he puts him up 10 points. That's a very big turnaround. I think was that a 10-0 run?
I think so.
Very
I can't
close.
even remember the last
It may have been
Boonville.
10-1 because I think they hit that free throw. But 10-1 run by the Hatchets. Very good way to end the quarter.
Yeah, I certainly cannot remember the last time Boonville actually scored a point.
Like I said earlier, Gene Miller said that a large crowd like there is tonight, and there wasn't a Pike Central game, and a large cheer block, the players feed off of that. I mean, anytime you have your friends out in the stands and people that a lot of people watching the game, they feed off of that, and they're gonna. I think that. I mean, personally, as a soccer player and playing basketball in the past, I mean, as a soccer player, in sectionals, when we had those large crowds, I mean, that helped you, didn't it?
Yeah, when I was, losing the ball, you kind of get down on yourself, but the cheer block, they bring out the Washington chants. They start screaming your name. That just lifts your spirits, and you really do forget what you just did, and you play so much better from just them cheering, and it's really awesome effect.
The Washington Hatchets dance team, as they are on the court right now. We're going to go to a quick 2-minute break. 2-minute break here at the Hatchet House. I'm Austin Niels, and I'm with
Solomon Davis
here on WHSH Radio. I'm Austin Niehaus, back here live on WHSH Radio, and we're also live on YouTube. I'm here at the Hatchet House. Hatchets are playing very well right now, on pace to score 68 points, and the Boonville Pioneers are on pace to score 48 points. So we're playing really well right now. Solomon, don't you think we're playing really well right now?
Yeah, from the beginning of the game, I was a bit worried about our play right now, and we turned our play around. We started playing defense. We hit a couple threes that we really needed, and also one of their players that hit, I think, most of their threes for them, he went out of the game, so that kind of helped Washington a lot. One less person to have to focus on, and we definitely picked up our play. We got, I think, 3 or 4 steals. We held them to a 10-1 or a 10-0 scoring run, and yeah, we definitely picked our play up from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, when it came out, it looked a little nervous. I mean, there's a very, very large crowd of 3,000 to 3,500 people here, so there's a lot of eyes watching, and a huge cheer block. So you know that there's some friends of the players and girlfriends and all that. So there was a little bit of pressure, but we finally settled in. I mean, anytime you're in a big arena or a big sports game, you're going to be a little nervous. I don't care if you're. I mean, you can say you're not nervous all you want, but there's going to be a little nerves. It just matters of how it affects you. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to get over nerves, but everybody has them, and I think that the Hatchets had them a little bit to start out.
Yeah, you could definitely tell. It didn't at the start of the game. It didn't look like I was watching the Hatchets play ball, but towards the end, we got in our stride, and I know the Washington's going to come out on top of this game. Colton Garland's probably going to be the leading scorer. He had some trouble putting some points up. I think he got blocked once, airballed it twice, so he's been having a little bit of trouble getting those points, but I think Gene Miller's going to give him a great talk, and they're going to come out and fire.
Yeah, played really well. Right, they're playing really well at the end of that second quarter, and I think that's going to carry on. For the scoring totals for the Washington Hatchets, Connor Brown with 6 points, Colton Garland with 9 points, Matthew Stevens 5 points, Jake Bedwell with 2 points, and to round off the scoring with the leading scorer is Jacob Overton with 10 points. Jacob's playing really well right now, don't you think?
Yeah, and I think that contributes to his last game contributes to the fact he had to go out so early in the game. He picked up 2 fouls really quickly. His coach sat him down so they could use him towards the end, and that was a Pike Central game. And I really think after that he was just thinking what he could have done better. And so I think now he just comes out, he's coming out, and he wants to get stuff done. So I think that's why he's playing such a great game right now, because he played so little last game.
As an athlete yourself, have you ever been nervous before a game, as I think that the Hatchets were a little bit?
I think the sectional game at Pike Central, the second half, we were down 1-0. I was just shell shocked because we were supposed to breeze out of that sectional, but that really hurt us, having that mentality, thinking we're just gonna kill everyone in our sectional. So I was really nervous at that, and also in the regional final game against Heritage Hills, when they hit that last second shot to send us into overtime, I was just so nervous. My hands were shaking, but I calmed myself down, and I've got my head back in the game.
What's the best way to get over nerves like that?
To just focus on the game. Don't look at the crowd. Just try and focus on the game and play to the best of your ability, and you'll slowly overcome those nerves, and then you soon realize that you're not nervous anymore, and then you'll just hit your stride, and you'll start playing great.
Yeah, I don't really think that it's just completely nerves. I think that that Washington Hatchets, they didn't come out as strong as they usually do, but you have to also think that the Boonville Pioneers were playing very well. Like, they didn't hardly miss any shots. Nance had 3 threes and a 2-point bucket with running out for 11 points. Klein had 1 point. Kirkland with 5. Lane Miller with 3. And Burton with 3. So they were playing really well. Really well, and they didn't hardly miss any shots. So anytime the other team is just shooting unconsciously from 3 and from the field, it's going to be tough to beat. There's 1 minute left here at the Hatchet House, and I'm going to go to a 30-second break, and we'll be back here on WHSH. I'm Austin Niehaus.
And I'm Solomon Davis.
And we'll be back here at the Hatchet House in 30 seconds here on WHSH.
We're back live at the Hatchet House. You're listening to WHSH Radio. We're going into the second quarter.
Second half.
It is currently 34-24, Washington Hatchets' favor. We've definitely picked up the play, and I'm not at all nervous for the Hatchets coming into the second half.
I think that if they continue their play from where they left off in the first half, I think that they'll come out and they'll really put it to them and put this game away. And I think that if you want to make a statement to everybody, in our section and in our conference, which is a conference game, if you want to make a statement, go out and win this game by a lot. I mean, don't go out and win by 5. As Klein puts up a 3 and hits it for the first point of the half. The score is 34-27 in the Hatchet's favor with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Matthew Stevens drives down the middle, passes it to Jacob Overton, and he puts it up for 2 points. Very, very good heads-up play by Matthew Stevens to find Jacob Overton cutting down the baseline. Klein dribbling down the court. Klein looks to be like their playmaker, starts everything as Roush, I don't really know how to pronounce his name. Roush, I'm going to go with Roush. Roush puts it up for 2 points. As Gene Miller calls I believe it is a full timeout. 30-second timeout. Solomon, in that first minute, what can you tell from that first minute?
That Washington did not play the defense, did not play very good defense. Boonville hit a 3, and then they got a layup. That's 5 points, and now it's 36-29. Not really a great way to come into the second half. I think we definitely need to pick up our play from here.
Yeah, I think that, there was a very nice play from Jacob Overton. So, the defense just wasn't there so far. But I think that if we're going to want to stay ahead, we're going to need to step up the defense, because this defense right now that has been playing so far in this game, not just in that minute, but so far in this game has not been on point. Connor Brown puts up a 3. It looked to be like a line drive, not a normal Connor Brown shot. Usually it's a very smooth stroke as Nance dribbles up the court. Probably looking for a 3, knowing watching him play in the first half.
Yeah, warming up, all he did was shoot 3s, and that's all I saw him do.
Kirkland out for 3, and he misses as Jacob Bedwell gets the rebound. Colton Garland dribbles it up the court. Connor Brown looking to drive down the middle, but gets shut off by Miller. Colton Garland gets it down to Jake Bedwell. Had 2 guys on him and gets blocked by Miller. That's his 3rd block of the night. Very impressive from the junior. Klein dribbles down the court, and it goes out to number 5, Roche. Gosh, I keep on messing that name. Roush. The one with Roush. Connor Brown puts a very nice layup and gets fouled. That is his 8th point on the night, looking to make it 8 or 9, I believe. Very balanced scoring for the Hatchets. Connor Brown with 6, Colton Garland with 9, Connor Brown with 8, Colton Garland with 9, Matthew with 5, Jake Bedwell with 2, and Overton with 12. And they're playing really well. They're playing really well. I cannot say that. Man, my mouth is not working right. Connor Brown puts up a free throw, and the score is now 39-29. Hatchets are up 10 points. Hatchets playing some very good press defense, full court. Gets a steal by Jake Bedwell as Jake Bedwell turns it over for the second turnover of the night. Gets it to Miller as Miller turns it over. There's 3 turnovers back to back. That is not typical basketball for either team as Miller fouls Connor Brown very hard. That is his 3rd foul, and I'd expect that he will be coming out of the game with 3 fouls, but it looks like there's not a sub coming out, so I don't know. We'll see. That is their 2nd team foul on the quarter as Connor Brown looks to put up 2 shots. Connor Brown with the normal free throw routine, puts it up, and it's good. Connor Brown, the 2nd free throw of the night. On the night, he is 3 for 5 with 60%.
And it is now 40-29. Washington in the lead.
Make that 41 with Connor Brown's free throw that he just made. After missing those first 2 free throws, Connor, was that a turnover? I was not looking.
No, Boonville actually, they tried to throw the ball and it went out of bounds after number 11. He could not hold on to the ball and it just rolled out of bounds, and Washington gets the ball now.
There's a 1-minute timeout here at the Washington Hatchets Arena, the Hatchet House. So we're going to go to a quick 30-second break here on WHSH. I'm Austin Ehouse here with Solomon Davis. You're listening to WHSH Radio and on YouTube. And we're back here live at the Hatchet House. I'm Austin Ehouse here with
Tom Davis.
And we have a game on our hands for the Washington Hatchets against the Boonville Pioneers. The score is Washington Hatchets 41. The guest, Boonville Pioneers 29. The Hatchets are up 12 right now. Playing very well. Didn't start off the first quarter not very good, but Connor Brown puts up a 3. It's no good. Connor Brown missing his about 3rd or 4th free tonight. He looks very disappointed in that, but he'll find his stroke. He's a very, very good shooter, and like any skilled shooter, 3-point specialist, he'll find his stroke eventually.
Definitely, and this really isn't the scoring I was hoping for from Washington. I'd hope they'd even have a further lead than they do now.
Yeah, most definitely. Matthew Stevens is guarding Klein as he dribbles it up the court. As he just barely gets over in 8 seconds. Roush dribbles out to the left and gets stolen by Connor Brown as he puts it up. Maybe get fouled, but no, he puts it up for 2 points. Connor Brown with 13 points. 13 points. Playing very well right now. He's had almost all of the scoring other than Jacob Overton. He has had 7 points this quarter. He's playing very well right now.
Yeah,
it's only
definitely.
3 minutes and seven points. But and he's actually missed 2 threes. So Connor Brown with another 2-point basket. That makes it 15 points on the night. Connor Brown topping his scoring last Saturday with 11 points that game. So Connor Brown's playing very well this half.
Yeah, he's definitely turned around and playing. Now I'm waiting for Jacob Overton to put some more points up.
There's another timeout by the Boonville Pioneers. 30-second timeout. Connor Brown just working well in transition, and honestly, if he would have hit the other 2 shots that he missed, which were 3-pointers, he would have like 6 more points, and he's already had 9 so far, I believe. Yes, he's had 9 points. So at that point, he'd have 15 points this quarter if he hit those 2 threes. And not his usual shooting from the field, but he did have all of his points have been layups and free throws. But I mean, overall, he's been playing very well this half. He's outscored the Boonville Pioneers this half. Calvin Klein, Kyler Klein with 3 points this half, and Glenn Roach with 2, and Connor Brown has had 9. Connor Brown gets it out on the corner, kicks out to Jacob Overton, reversing the ball very well right now. Colton Golan drives down the middle, kicks it out to Connor. He drives down the middle, kicks out to Matthew. Very nice ball movement. Stevens puts it up for his 7th point on the night. Matthew Stevens, very nice drive to the basket. As he switches off on Nance as he dribbles up the court. Nance in trouble in the corner. And he gets it out, but there is a travel on Nance. That is their 9th turnover. 9th turnover, I repeat, 9. That's a lot for the Boonville Pioneers. So far they've had 5 this quarter, and they've only had 4, and they've only had 4 in the first half. So I don't know if this is normally how Boonville plays, but they're not playing up to their first half standards at all.
Definitely not. Their play has dropped off.
Matthew Stevens puts up a nice layup for his 9th point on the night. Very good drive from Matthew Stevens. That's 2 in a row. He's looking to heat up a little bit. They're playing some press defense right now. Klein is struggling to get up the court, as I believe Meyer struggles and gets it out to Roche. I cannot pronounce his name. Roush. I'm going with Roush. Roush. It's now Boonville ball underneath the basket. And there's 3 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter here at the Hatchet House. I'm Austin Niehaus.
And I'm Solomon Davis.
And you just saw Klein put up a 2-point basket for his 5th point on the quarter. And Jake Bedwell puts up a 4th point on the night and 2nd of the half. Boonville just looks intimidated by our press right now. They're struggling to get across right now. And like I said, they've had 5 turnovers. So the defense has picked up as Klein dribbles down and puts it in. He's kind of put the team on his back the second half. He's had 7 points, and Glenn Roush has had 2 points. Colton Garland drives baseline, puts it up, and it's good. Colton Garland with his 11th point of the night, first basket of the second half, and they've come out strong this second half so far. And there's still 2 minutes and 20 seconds left here in this 3rd quarter.
Washington.
Boonville gets it out to Miller, and it's another turnover. That is their 10th turnover on the night, as number 40 Burton and number 14 for the Hatchets, Billy Fleetwood, comes into the game.
Washington's they've turned their play around so much, and as I expected, a great halftime talk, no doubt, but their performance has just drastically changed.
The Washington Hatchets have scored 19 points this quarter with 2 minutes left to play. They've only played 75% of this quarter, and they've already had 19 points. Did I just say 19? I think, yeah, it's 19. So they're playing really well right now. Colton Garland drives down the middle, kicks it out to Billy Fleetwood, looks to shot, hits out to Jacob Overton, puts up the 3, and it's good. Jacob Overton with a very, very nice shot. Jacob Overton is a very versatile player. I think he might go in to play collegiate ball somewhere. He's very versatile. Needs to get a little stronger, but he's been working on that. I know him personally. I have locker buddies with him. I don't know about locker buddies. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but we have locker next to each other. We talk a little bit. But I know that he's been working hard in the offseason, and just to get stronger and work on his game, playing travel basketball as well. As there's an air ball by Klein, and Nance gets rebound and puts it up for his first 2 points of the second half. Gets it out to Billy Fleetwood, and Jacob Overton kicks out to Billy again. Billy kicks out to Jacob, puts up another 3. No good, but Jake Bedwell gets the rebound and kicks it out to Colton Garland. Sets up a play. Billy Fleetwood dribbles down to the middle. I think that Billy doesn't score enough. I think he understands his role as a bench player, but I think he needs to put up some more shots. He's not shot once this half, and he did not shoot at all in the last game. So I think that him putting up more shots, I know he's not the best shooter on the team, and he knows that. But I mean, he's very capable of hitting shots. I've watched him play throughout for a very long time, and I know that he's a good shooter. So I think that I feel like it's just an experience thing. As the Washington Hatchets are holding for a last-second shot with 12 seconds left in this third quarter, get it out to Colton Garland as it's an isolation play, and they get it out to Jacob Overton as they hit it out of bounds. And 4.2 seconds left on the clock with Washington Hatchet's ball out underneath the basket as Colton Garland's taken out of bounds. I think that I feel like they might get it out to Colton with just 4 seconds left to go. Yeah. Jacob Overton gets it stripped away, and that is their third turnover on the night as the third quarter comes to a close. We're going to go to a 1-minute break here at the Hatchet House. I'm Austin Ehouse.
And I'm Solomon Davis.
And you're listening to WHSH. And we're back here on WHSH Radio. I'm Austin Nelson. I'm here with Solomon Davis. I'm your play-by-play. He's your caller announcer. The Washington Hatchets are leading in this game, starting the fourth quarter. The score is 56-37 in the Washington Hatchets' favor as the fourth quarter's starting. And the Washington Hatchets had a very, very big third quarter, and I think that's the reason that we're up by 19 points right now. And we were only up, 3 points? I think it was 3 points at half. So very large, very big quarter from the Hatchets. Matthew Stevens almost turns it away, but it's kicked out by Burton, and it's Washington Hatchets' ball underneath in the corner. Colton Garland takes it out underneath, gets it out to Matthew Stevens as he sets up a play. Out to Billy Fleetwood. Billy Fleetwood getting a lot of minutes this game. Coach Miller clearly sees something in him, that fire that is helping him succeed in this game. As Matthew Stevens turns it over for the fourth turnover on the night. Gene Miller, the head coach for the Washington Hatchets, does not look very happy with that turnover. Not the best pass by Matthew, and he knows. He's a very intelligent basketball player. He knows when he messes up, and he knows how to fix it.
Yeah, and I'm hoping Billy will try and take a shot in this quarter. As we have yet to see him do that.
Yeah, Billy didn't take a shot in the last game either. I think that, I don't know, I feel like he's a guard, and we are a very guard-oriented team because we start 3 guards on our starting lineup. So it's not like our play style is not for guards to shoot the ball. Because I mean, they shoot the ball all the time. And Connor Brown has 15 points, Colton Garland has 11, and Matthew Stevens has 9 right now. So Matthew Stevens goes to the line after a nice drive, and he gets fouled for 2 shots on the play.
Hopefully he'll make these 2 and put the Hatchets up even more.
Matthew Stevens misses the first free throw. Playing basketball with Matthew Stevens since 2nd grade, he's a very good free throw shooter. I don't know if he's in a slump right now, but I think that sooner or later he'll break out of it. As he misses the second shot, but Timber Shelton puts it up for his first 2 points in a very long time, in a month, as he's been out with an ankle injury. The Washington Hatchets are up 21 right now here at the Hatchet House with 6 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in this game. Nance looks to take a shot, puts it up, and it's no good.
Yeah, that might be one of the first threes I've seen him miss in this game.
I think it is. I think he's that's his third. That was his fourth shot from the three-point range that he missed that one. So 75%, and that's a very good percentage for three-point shooting. The cheer block is chanting, "We want Jalen." Jalen Edwards is wanted, a crowd favorite here at the Hatchet House, as Timber Shelton gets the rebound and puts it up for his 4th point on the night. The Washington Hatchets have a secret weapon. Jalen Edwards has the crowd. It's a crowd favorite. Everybody loves Jalen. He's a great kid. He doesn't get that much playing time as a senior, but everybody in the crowd loves him. We want Jalen. The way this is game looking with up 21 points, I think he's going to get some playing time.
Yeah, definitely. And, that'll boost the team spirit here in the cheer block, chanting one of your players' names. And
especially a guy like him. He doesn't get that much playing time, but he's stuck with the program for 4 years now, and he's a great kid, funny kid. Everybody loves him. And as Timber Shelton gets a foul called on him, I do not believe that was a shooting foul. That is the 3rd team foul for the Washington Hatchets, as there's 3 team fouls for the Boonville Pioneers as well. Nance goes to the line to shoot 2 shots. Nance puts it up, and it's good. Very good shooter, Nance. He's not missed many shots tonight.
No, maybe 1 or 2 from what I know, and that's remarkable. As he does not look like he would be that great of a shooter, but he definitely is.
Jacob Overton and Roush, they get tied up on the play, and it is Boonville ball. Boonville ball underneath the basket as there's a jump ball. Washington Hatchets are winning by 20, 60 for the Washington Hatchets and 40 for the Boonville Pioneers. Washington Hatchets are playing very well right now as Meyer gets it out on the wing. Gets a nice in pass to Roush as he gets blocked by Connor Brown. You don't see Connor Brown getting many blocks.
No. That was a great block, though.
Connor's played outstanding this game. He's the leading scorer for the Hatchets, but it's very well-rounded scoring for the Hatchets, as there is a foul on the Boonville Pioneers. Looking to see the number. It'll be on number 11, Klein, with the 2nd personal foul. 4th team foul as Matthew Stevens heads to the line, looking to get redemption from those first 2 shots that the second 2 shots that he missed.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that he's been practicing his free throws.
Matthew Stevens misses the first free throw. Looks to redeem himself here. He puts up the shot, and it's good. Matthew Stevens hits the 2nd free throw. He is now 3 for 6 on the night. Not his desired free throw percentage, but Matthew Stevens gets a steal. Billy Fleetwood puts up 2 points. First 2 points on the night, and first 2 points in a long time, I believe. I keep on thinking Billy Bedwell, because that's Jacob Bedwell's nickname, but it is a Billy Fleetwood, the sophomore. As Klein goes up to shoot for 3 points, and it's good.
That was a very nice shot by Klein.
Yeah, he had someone right in his face, too. As Connor Brown puts it up, and it's a charge. It's a and one. Connor Brown with a beautiful, beautiful play right there as he goes to the free throw line. The foul is on number 11 on Klein, his 3rd personal foul. Colton Garland and Jake Bedwell are now coming back into the game for Billy Fleetwood and Jacob Overton as Connor Brown looks to take this free throw. Connor Brown so far is 4 for 7 and make that 4 for 8, 50% as well. Him and Matthew Stevens are both shooting 50%. That's not where you want them shooting because they're very, very good shooters, especially Connor. Matthew's more of a playmaker, but I mean, he's a very good shooter as well. As Kirkland puts up a 3 for his first 3 points on the night and 8 points on the night. Excuse me. That was his first 3 of the night, of the half, and 8 points of the night. As Timber Shelton puts up a 2-point basket, That is his 6th point on the night. And there looks to be a scoreboard difficulty here. We're going to go to a 30-second timeout here at the Hatch House. I'm Austin Ehouse.
And I'm Solomon Davis.
Here, you're listening here on WHSH. And we're back here at the Hatch House. I'm Austin Ehouse.
I'm Solomon Davis.
We have got a game here at the Hatchet House. Washington Hatchets versus Boonville Pioneers on January 29th, 2016. The Washington Hatchets are 11-3 right now, having a very good season, coming off of a loss, but have a 10-game winning streak before that. It was not a very a pretty loss, as I feel like we kind of self-destructed on that. Can you elaborate a little bit on that game, Sullivan?
Yeah, the final score was 56-57, I believe. It came down to Matthew Stevens. He could have hit his second free throw to tie the game, but he missed it, and we had 0.1 seconds left on the clock, and the game was over. But going into the fourth quarter, I believe, we had a 12-point lead, and then we just decided not to play defense. They hit 2 back-to-back threes, Pike Central did, and so that cut the lead in half, and then that just got Pike Central's momentum going, and then they ended up winning the game, which was a complete surprise to me.
Yeah, personally, I think we're about 10 points better than that team. I mean, they're the number 7th. They're the number 9th ranked team right now, as the rankings came out Tuesday, and we have dropped down to 11th, I believe. But right now, there's a scoreboard technical difficulty. We're going to go to a 2-minute timeout here, an ad here, as the scoreboard is currently not even working. So we're going to go to a 2-minute break here on WHSH. And we're back. I'm Austin Ehouse.
And I'm Solomon Davis.
Currently there is the score seeing if this one's working. I cannot tell for the one below us, but the scoreboards are not working. I don't know what's going on. Look to be a discussion going down at the scores table, and I couldn't tell you what's going on. I didn't see anything happening before, like when they actually called the game to stop. But it's been about 3 to 5 minutes of downtime, as there's now numbers on the scoreboard, so that is a plus. How do you think the Hatchets are playing right now?
Well, they're in the lead. That's all that really matters right now. But they've definitely picked up their play, put in some points, and really held Boonville to not let them score as much, and definitely shooting down their best three-point shooter. I don't even think he has made a three-pointer this half yet. He missed a couple shots, but that was really probably a main focus for Washington if he came in the game to try and shut him down, because he just kept hitting threes for Boonville.
Yeah, Washington Hatchets are they've came out strong in the second half. Like I said, they scored 19 points in that third quarter, and right now there is no top half of the scoreboard. Excuse me 1 second. They are resetting the clock to 4:18 here at the Hatchet House. Like I said, there's no fouls, like who the foul is on, or team fouls. But don't worry, I got that for you here. But you don't really see a technical difficulty much here at the Hatchet House or in basketball in general, as there's a foul called on Washington Hatchets. It's on Matthew Stevens, as Jalen Edwards getting ready to come into the game. You'll hear a nice cheer from the crowd here in a couple minutes, most definitely. Matthew Stevens gets his third foul, and Klein puts up a shot, or puts up the free throw, and it's good. As Timber Shelton comes out of the game. Yeah, you can hear Jalen Edwards chant. I told you it's a crowd favorite.
We're waiting on Boonville. Actually, I'm not sure what we're waiting on.
There's been a lot of debates, I guess, between the scorers table and the refs, I guess. Klein puts up the second free throw, and it's good. He is now 3 for 4 from the line tonight. As Connor Brown gets it on the corner, as Boonville's trying to get back in this game. But Jalen Edwards has a nice pass to Matthew Stevens, but it's blocked away right to Colton Garland as he dribbles away. I don't know how he got out of that situation. There's a foul on Klein, I believe. Yes, it was. It was on number 11, the senior Klein. That's his 4th personal foul. One more foul and he's out of this game. Colton Garland somehow came down with that ball and dribbled out of about 3 guys. Very impressive.
Yeah, I don't even really know how he did that and managed not to travel. So
he's very impressive. He's a very, very talented basketball player, no doubt. As there's another foul right now. The foul is on number 5, Roush. That is his 3rd personal foul. There's a 1-and-1, so there's 17 fouls for the Boonville Pioneers.
68-48 here at the Hatchet House. Washington in the lead.
Matthew Stevens looking to redeem himself from the free throw line. Puts the first shot, and it's good. Very nice shot by Matthew Stevens. Matthew Stevens has shot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this will be his 9th free throw. And he misses his 9th free throw. That's his 9th free throw on the night, and he's 3 for 9, 33%. That's not where Matthew wants to be. He's going to have to get in the gym and shoot some free throws to get back on his game.
Washington has definitely played a great game, definitely improving from the first quarter.
Yeah, as number 10 for the Boonville Pioneers, Lane Kirkland, puts up a 3 for his third 3 of the night, and that is 11 points for him. Jalen Edwards with a nice pass to Colton Garland. Colton Garland misses it. Has he hit a 3 he's hit 1 3 this game. I think he's missed 3, so that's not very usual from Colton. But, overall, he's still played well. He's had 11 points. Not his best scoring night, as he had 18 the other night, and he had 28 against the Jasper. That was an unreal game. As Matthew Stevens puts up the 2-point basket, he's had a busy second half. He's went to the line, or he has taken 6 shots in the free throw line and had 3 2-point baskets. As number 12 for the Boonville Pioneers, Meyer puts up a shot, and that's his first 2 points on the night, the freshman.
71-53 at the Hatchet House. Washington Hatchets in favor. Been a great
Colton
game.
Mullen, nice spin move, and kicks it out to Connor Brown. He puts up the 3 and hits it. Connor Brown back to his usual self with the 3-point shooting with his second 3 of the night.
Yeah, I could already tell as soon as he was ready to shoot that, he was going to make it. It was a nice shot. He got his arc on that shot. It wasn't like a line drive.
That is a foul on Klein. That is his 5th personal foul, which means that he will be coming out of the game. Klein has fouled out of the game. As Billy Fleetwood comes into the game. And so does Timber Shelton, but Timber Shelton has to wait because Jake Bedwell's going to the line to shoot. It's kind of a, I know they're down by 21 points right now, but that's still a loss for Boonville. I mean, Klein has finished the night with 13 points and many assists, and he's kind of been their playmaker. Whenever they need some points, they look to him, and he delivers. As Jake Bedwell hits the first shot of the 1-and-1. That is his 5th point on the night. Boonville putting their subs in right now. Number 3, Matt Dissinger. And also Meyer, and also number 13, Clark, into the game for Boonville. Only one member of their starting lineup is on the court for the Boonville Pioneers, as 2 for the Washington Hatchets, and Matthew Stevens and Connor Brown still on the court. But I mean, if you think about it, the Washington doesn't have that deep of a bench at all.
No, they don't.
As there is a travel on Dissinger. I think that if you don't have a bench, like such as Washington, as Chase Clymer gets some varsity minutes, he's a 5'10" junior. He gets some varsity minutes, but if you don't have a bench that can play at a high level, it's hard to compete. I mean, or I guess I should say hard to compete in games that are drug out and where someone's in foul trouble, because then they don't have any. They only have one guard off the bench that really plays, so they're only 8 deep, which can hurt them. But so far, it's not come back to hurt them this far this year.
No.
There's a minute 30 left here at the Hatchet House. I'm Austin Niehaus.
That's all Davis.
As Billy Fleetwood puts up a shot, and it's no good. The score is Washington Hatchets 76, Boonville Pioneers 53. As Dissinger puts up a shot, it's no good. Timber Shelton with a very good rebound, kicks it out to Chase Clymer, pushes it up the court. Chase Clymer gets it up to Jalen Edwards. And Jeremiah Kirsch is into the game for the Washington Hatchets. He puts up a shot, and it's no good. Meyer dribbles it down the court, the freshman. Boonville drives in, kicks it out to Clark. Dissinger throws the ball away for the 13th turnover on the night for Boonville. It's hard to win any basketball games when you have 13 turnovers.
Yeah, Washington, they kind of fulfilled my expectations ending the game. This was a pretty good win for Washington to get them back on their stride.
Jalen Edwards on the outside to Chase Clymer as they turn the ball over with 30 seconds left here at the Hatchet House. It's a wrap here at the Hatchet House. So the score is 76-53 in the Washington Hatchets' favor. Just under 30 seconds left to play.
Yeah, as soon as Klein went out of the game, I really think Boonville, if they had any chance at all of a comeback, it just went out as soon as he went out. And Washington, I believe that was Timber Shelton. He got a layup, an easy layup on Boonville. And they put up 2 points. And then a substitute for Boonville. He hits a last-second shot, but not really worth much as it makes the score 78-58. Washington ends the night with a 20-point lead. It was a great game by Washington. I think either Colton Garland or Jacob Overton was the leading scorer. No, actually,
Connor Brown was the leading scorer with 18 points. And for the stats, we'll start off like I just said. Connor Brown with 18 points. Colton Garland with 12 points. 11 points. Not hit up to his average, but he played well as a whole. Matthew Stevens with 13 points, played very well tonight. Not up to par on the free throw shooting, but that'll come. And then Jake Bedwell with 5 points. Jacob Overton with 15 points. Most 10 of them came in the first half. Billy Fleetwood with 2 points, first 2 points in a long time. Timber Shelton with 6 points. Washington Hatchets come out with a W here on WHSH radio. I'm going to go to a 1 minute break here on WHSH.